Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews. Don't do unboxings, but we might do a few playthroughs in the near future if you behave yourselves. Like today we are going to be talking about a worker placement game from publishers Bad Comet. We're going to be talking about Wondrous Creatures, and in this game you will be placing your captain on the map. You'll be taking resources, you'll be spending these resources to buy cards and complete achievements that will hopefully give you enough victory points that will allow you to win the game. So in this video we're going to be giving you a very brief overview of the rules. We'll be telling you what we do like, what we don't like. Then we'll come back and we'll tell you whether or not Wondrous Creatures is worth your time and bother today and in the future. So remember, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel. If you're not new here and you ain't subscribed yet, why the fuck not? And we'll see you after this. Bollocks. So, Wondrous Creatures, how'd you play this game? So, Wondrous Creatures is a card-based worker placement game. You'll put the main board in the centre of the table. You'll take a player board, you will take some markers that will represent your resources, and you'll choose a captain that will sit on top of one of your workers in a kind of reverse cowgirl pose. You'll draw a number of cards and you'll get a butterfly net, and off you go. So this game follows a number of phases over a number of rounds, yeah? What you'll be doing on your turn, you'll have to place a crew member, you'll play a card, you'll complete an achievement, and then you will recharge, something that I don't get to do very often. So some of the basic actions that you can perform, you've got to do one of these and you can perform any number of free actions like most of these worker placement games, right? So what you do, you'll take your crew member, you've got some bog standard crew members, and then you've got your captain that sits on top of one of your crew members, and you'll put it on the board, yeah? You'll see that each crew member will straddle two spaces. Each space is a habitat, yeah? You got fruit habitats, you got coral habitats, flower and mushroom habitats, right? If you put it on the mountains, like the green space, then you'll have to pay extra to put it there, yeah? But if you put it on the plains, then that's fine, yeah? Because anyone can take a dump in the middle of the desert without anyone seeing. Can't stick your crew member in a fucking lake, right? You'll be able to terraform these later, yeah? But you can't stick them in the middle of a fucking lake because they ain't got a boat and they're probably drowned, yeah? And if you place them adjacent to an egg that's not in water, then you can take the fucking egg, right? So the next thing you can do is you can play a card from your hand. Each card represents a unique creature. There's 126 cards in this game. They're all unique, which is absolutely insane. You'll have to pay the cost that is on the left hand side. These cards, when you play them, will give you an end of game scoring type thing, right? And then they'll have an effect. Each card will be triggered at a different time. You might have a card that is triggered instantly. You might have a card that's triggered at the end of the game, right? And you might have a card that has a perpetual effect. You'll see also that there are species icons on here, and you'll be using these along with the eggs that you collect to complete achievements, which leads us nicely onto the next thing you can do is that you can complete an achievement, yeah? You'll see each achievement has got an objective, and most of these achievements work by you having a certain number of these species cards or eggs, and then you'll complete the achievement, and any eggs that you use, you'll flip them over because you've probably fucking eaten them, you greedy bastard. So you've also got your captain ability. This will be unlocked when you fulfill the requirement on the card, and this will be in effect for the rest of the game. Next thing you can do is you can recharge. This is sort of like a clean-up thing. You get your crew back, you advance the time tracker, and if there's any sort of bonuses and shit, then you'll collect one. When you get to the end of the 14th round, I think it is, instead of ending a game, you'll just start taking the achievement tokens away, and when the achievements run out, that'll be the end of the game, yeah? So there's a few free actions that you need to know about. You can use an energy. Some cards have energy tokens on them. You'll be able to use one of these tokens to activate the card, and there's various ways to recharge this card, yeah? You can use a butterfly net. This allows you to obtain an adjacent egg or activate a special effect icon on an adjacent habitat, yeah? And then once you have reached the last round, or all the achievement tokens are gone, then that will trigger at the end of the game. You'll do a load of end of game scoring, which is always a little bit boring. You get points for cards in your reserve. You'll get points for all your creature cards in your reserve, 3 victory points per achievement tokens you got, and all the achievements and all that sort of shit. And then the player with the most points will be the winner of Wondrous Creatures. So what do we like about Wondrous Creatures? So the first thing that we really like about this is that it is another stunning production from Bad Comet, yeah? This is the company that is responsible for Life of the Amazonia, yeah? That was a stunning production. It was one of the best looking games that we played recently, yeah? And this is no exception, yeah? All of the components in the box are absolutely stunning. The artwork on the cards is fantastic. The player boards have got the dual layer thing, so they've got the indents so nothing falls over. There's like a silk bag in here. That's probably not fucking silk, because it's probably like some sort of, I don't know, AliExpress type bag or something like that, but it's got the logo on it and it looks fucking awesome. All of the player pieces are wooden, they look absolutely awesome, and the captain sits on top of the crew member with a little magnet, yeah, so it's not going to fall off and fuck your game up, yeah. So yeah, Bad Comet, they're getting a reputation for making some of the best looking games known to humanity. It's nice to move away from these big bulging plastic Kickstarter behemoths and rediscover sort of cardboard and wood based games like this, yeah. Next thing that we like about this game is that there was 126 unique creature cards in this game, yeah, and it's going to take you a billion years to get through all of them, and maybe like a gazillion years to explore all the different combinations of all the different creatures, yeah. Like for instance, you might end up with Crystal Armor, yeah, and it says each time you gain a trophy, activate one recharge card in your reserve, yeah. So that's excellent. That's a double whammy when you get an achievement. Or you might end up with Cryodon, yeah, and I tend to do this quite a lot when I've got my face in my pillow. And this says when recharging, gain one coral, and for every 3 trophies, gain an additional coral. So again, this rewards you for going for the achievements, which is one of the things that's instrumental in winning this game. Or you might end up with the Metamorpha, and this says gain 1 egg that is the same species as the last played instant card, yeah. So if you played Bird's Instant Custard, then you'll get a Bird's Instant Custard card.
Tabby custard, tabby custard.
So yeah, 126 cards. I mean, what more could you ask for? Well, I suppose you could ask for 127 cards, but then that would make you a greedy fucking bastard. So the final thing that we like about this is the simple conundrum that the game offers in terms of needing the creature card icons in your tableau, right, but also having them in eggs. You need both areas to have decent creature symbols so you can claim the achievements, yeah. But once you have claimed the achievement, then you have to use up your eggs. So you're going to have to burn something that you need to stay in the game, yeah. So it's like this Reiner Knizia thing where you'll be spending money to earn money, and money is victory points. You're going to have to make a decision as to when you burn these eggs to get the achievements, but then that's going to leave you short for doing other things in the game, yeah. And that's a really nice twist. So what don't we like about Wondrous Creatures? So the first thing that we're not too happy about with this game is that the text on the cards is kind of hard to read, yeah. I know there's icons and shit, but where there's so many different things going on, yeah, you're constantly going to be sort of checking the card, making sure that the icon that you can see is actually doing what the text says, yeah. And where there's so many cards, all unique, not really going to be able to memorize what each card does, yeah. So yeah, it is a pain in the ass, sort of keep on reaching over going, what does that one do? What does that one do? Oh, it does that. What does that one do? Oh, it does something similar to that, yeah. Checking cards, whilst we appreciate the amount of variety, it's a double-edged sword, yeah, because it's a fucking ball ache when the game slows down because somebody is constantly checking a card, yeah. Which leads us on to our next point, and that's the fact in a 4-player game, even a 3-player game, yeah, largely because of the previous point, means that there's going to be a lot of downtime between turns, yeah. There's a lot of what people call analysis paralysis, where you're looking at the cards and then you're thinking, well, which card is going to be best for me, yeah. And the same applies when you're looking at your cards. You can have shitloads of cards in your hand. I think you can have up to 10 cards in your hand or something like that. You're going to be constantly looking and seeing how that interacts with what you've already played or what you can get into your hand, how that's going to affect the achievements, whether or not you can block somebody else from doing something that you want to do, right? So even though it's only 4 players, yeah, sometimes you're just sitting there thinking, I wish you'd just fucking hurry up and get on with it, yeah. And then you become guilty of what you've just criticised somebody else for doing, yeah. So it's a shame that the amount of time between turns in our games anyway, I know there's going to be some fucking idiot out there that's going to be saying, well, it only took us 36 seconds to play this fucking game. Yeah, well, whoopee fucking do. Jog on, you fucking munter c***. The final thing that we don't really like about Wondrous Creatures is that the board is predetermined, yeah. Wouldn't it have been nice if the board had been modular and you could select a certain amount of tiles? You know, like the Scythe modular thing where you're not actually selecting different hexes, you're just given a selection of different hexes and you can put them in any order you want, yeah. Okay, maybe they thought it might unbalance the game, but 126 fucking cards, you're telling me that they went through all of the different permutations and all the different synergies between cards and then thought that it wasn't imbalanced? I'm not a games designer, but I just think this game would have benefited with a little bit more variety from a modular map. Call me a fucking idiot, all you like, I don't care, but it's just something that I thought might have extended this game's life somewhat, yeah? Because when you got 126 cards and just one board, seems like there's a little bit of a mismatch there, doesn't it? But to summarise, is Wondrous Creatures worth your time and bother today and in the future? So we are going to say yes. Wondrous Creatures continues the fine form displayed by Bad Comet, a luscious production coupled with seemingly billions of options and permutations. This is unusual for a card-based worker placement game. You don't really see many worker placement games with this many options. The mind-boggling array of options does, however, lead to the dreaded elongated downtime when players are constantly checking the effects of the creature cards. So unless you're fucking Speedy Gonzalez on amphetamine sulfate, yeah, you're going to have a hard time getting this game to chug along at a rate that is comfortable. But if you are looking for an aesthetically stunning worker placement game that has tons and tons of variety, except on the main board, and a game that doesn't require much heavy lifting, yeah, because a lot of the mechanics in this are familiar, yeah, you could be placing your worker out on a board, taking some cards, messing about with resources, spending them to get victory points. Then if that's what you're looking for, which we always are, then this one is recommended by us, yeah. It's a decent couple of hours spent fucking about with some wood and cardboard, yeah. So there you go, that is Wondrous Creatures. Remember, if you are new here, consider subscribing to this channel. If you aren't new here and you ain't subscribed, well, you might as well just fuck off now, ain't you? And we'll see you next Tuesday.